Now, good evening to you. It is Tuesday, meaning it is time and day for the Bottom Line KE, where we do have conversations that matter to you and also speak to the political, social, and also the economic scene of this country. My name is Brian Amwai, and tonight we have a show for you, from Matters Politics all the way to Matters Sports. On the political front, a lot of things have been happening in regards to the talks that the Azimio and Kenya Kwanza team will be having from tomorrow. The Azimio team says they have 30 days to make sure they conclude the talks, failure to which we embark on the streets. All right. The Raila Odinga faction has also reiterated that they are not interested in the handshake. We'll be having conversation around that and the way forward as far as these talks are concerned, and which party do they seek to help mostly. Is it the political class or is it the people of this country? Some of the issues that have been raised and will be forming the basis of these talks include the issue to do with the cost of living, reconstitution of the IEBC, and so much more. We'll be getting deeper into that later on the Bottom Line KE. I'll be speaking to Mary Ariviza, who is a city politician, and also Dan Kegode, ANC youth leader. We'll be getting into that conversation later on, so start engaging us on our socials. At Amoy Brian on Twitter, at Lookuptv. The hashtag we're using tonight is the Bottom Line KE here on Lookuptv. We are also live on Facebook and on YouTube, so be sure to send your feedback on those particular social platforms, and I'll be able to sample some of it as we continue with the program tonight. A sign language interpreter is Josephine Ouko, but first, these are the top stories tonight. Tonight on the Bottom Line, it's all systems go for the national dialogue set for tomorrow, says Azimio as hardliners are cautioned to comply.
Ambaye ako kule nje anafikiria tatisha polisi, anajidanganya.
Also tonight, war of words between Inspector General of Police Japheth Koome and Azimio coalition over reported incidents of police brutality during protests. And turning trash into cash, meet a former street boy whose recycling glass business has created job opportunities. All right, welcome to the program. Let's start the bulletin tonight. Now, the Azimio faction now says they are ready to have talks with the Kenya Kwanza team tomorrow at the Bomas of Kenya. The coalition has appointed Embattled Jubilee Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni as head of the legal and technical team of the bipartisan talks. Azimio leader Raila Odinga reiterated that the Azimio coalition is not interested in a handshake with the Kenya Kwanza government.
This is a statement by Azimio La Umoja on scheduled talk.
The talks intended to bring to an end the 2022 political crisis are set to begin, with contentious issues like the venue already agreed upon. The Bomas of Kenya is the venue. Wednesday is the day, and 11:30 a.m. is the time that the both teams have agreed on. Azimio now says they are ready to engage the Kenya Kwanza side in the talks, stressing that choosing to engage does not mean they have surrendered or cowards.
Regarding the planned talks with the Kenya Kwanza, we are here to announce that we are ready. We are particularly ready to return to Bomas of Kenya. We continue regarding Bomas of Kenya as a sacred ground when it comes to the quest for reform, change, and national healing. We have told our delegation, and we want all Kenyans to understand that engaging in honest dialogue does not amount to surrender or cowardice. We must see it as an act of strength and a matter of common sense.
The focus now shifts to the national dialogue as the teams kick off the talks. However, the two teams have already drawn the line in regards to the issues that should make it to the table, despite calls from each side to respect each team's concerns. Raila Odinga has reiterated that he is not interested in the handshake, countering what the Kenya Kwanza team has been propagating.
I want to reiterate once again here, Azimio is not interested in handshake. We don't want to shake anybody's hands, particularly those people whose hands are tainted with blood of innocent Kenyans. But we have agreed to negotiate in good faith, as we have mentioned.
Azimio has fronted the cost of living as agenda number one. However, the Kenya Kwanza team says that is not a subject of debate and will not be discussed.
We remain committed to negotiating in good faith on the basis of a plan to achieve a comprehensive settlement of the country's problems through dialogue. We stand for transparent, above board, and speedy talks guided by decorum, honesty, and respect for the people of Kenya.
Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka will lead the Azimio dialogue team and joined by his DAP Kenya counterpart Eugene Wamalwa, Minority Leader Opiyo Wandayi, Nyamira Senator Okongo Omogeni, Al-Malindi MP Amina Mnyazi. The opposition coalition has also picked Jeremiah Kioni to lead the legal and technical team.
We picked the team with a full understanding that the country is on a wrong trajectory. With this reality in mind, we have put in place a technical and legal team to support our delegation to the dialogue. Consequently, we have settled on Honorable Jeremiah Kioni, the Secretary General of the Jubilee Party, to head the legal and technical team to the talks.
The Kenya Kwanza team will be led by National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, followed by his Senate counterpart Aaron Cheruiyot, Embu Governor Cecily Mbarire, Yala Member of Parliament Hassan Omar, and Bungoma Women Representative Catherine Wambilianga. The Azimio coalition has listed a number of issues they want addressed. Its first agenda being reduction of the cost of living, followed by audit of the 2022 elections, bipartisan reconstitution of the IEBC, inclusivity in national affairs, and respect for political parties. The Kenya Kwanza coalition, on the other hand, has listed the reconstitution of IEBC, implementation of two-thirds gender rule in parliament, the inclusion of CDF in the constitution, the creation of the office of the leader of the opposition, as well as embedment of the office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary in law. Brian Amuai, Lookuptv, Nairobi. Now, in a continued feud between the Inspector General of Police, Japhet Koome, and Azimio leader Raila Odinga over the reported incidents of police brutality during demonstrations, Koome now says Azimio are engaging in pure propaganda and fear-mongering to destabilize the police service. Koome argues that Azimio are hell-bent on denting the credibility of the officers and has accused them of going to the extent of procuring dead bodies from various morgues to display in public and paint his officers as rogue and unprofessional rather. Now, in a quick rejoinder, Azimio has termed Koome's statements as inappropriate and unfortunate.
We have seen in the recent past, and very unfortunate, senior members of the society going to mortuaries, hiring dead bodies, calling media, telling media that these people were killed by police officers. How low can some of our leaders sink?
This statement by Inspector General of Police Japhet Koome, dismissing opposition assertions that police are to blame for the killings witnessed during demonstrations, has received sharp criticisms from Raila Odinga and his team. Mr. Odinga says the statement by Japhet Koome is out of touch with reality and that statement is unfortunate and insensitive to families mourning their loved ones and those nursing injuries from police brutality.
Very disappointing to see a statement from Inspector General of Police, Mr. Koome, saying that we hired dead bodies to accuse police of brutality. I don't know in which world he lives. Because the bodies we've been burying have bullet wounds on them. And death certificates confirming the cause of death.
Azimio are adamant the police went rogue on their supporters and have blamed Inspector General of Police Japhet Koome allegedly for directing his officers to descend with brutal force on his supporters who were engaged in peaceful demonstrations.
If Kenya was governed by the rule of law, if Kenya had a caring government, the people we are burying and those recuperating would not have suffered that fate.
As the National Police Service, we have a role to protect life and property. We have a responsibility to ensure this country is secure and safe. And that is a mandate we are going to discharge without fear or favor.
Raila and his team now say they will stop at nothing until justice is served for all those who suffered in the hands of police, the group threatening to sue the government at the International Criminal Court.
We'll do whatever it takes to ensure justice for the victims. We'll ensure the perpetrators of these crimes pay.
They can continue threatening us that so and so will go to ICC, so and so will go to court. That has no implications at all in terms of our commitment.
Koome remains defiant his officers acted professionally in managing the protests and has told the opposition outfit Azimio his officers will not be intimidated or swayed from carrying out their duties.
Kuna wengine tumesikia akitisha ati hivi karibuni tutaenda kwa barabara kuharibu mali, kuharibu biashara za watu. Wewe unajidanganya. We are going to deal with you family and decisively without fear or favor, as I've said.
This is not the first time IG Japhet Koome and Odinga have found themselves at loggerheads over the police conduct in the opposition-led demonstrations. They have laid blame on one another over who should bear responsibility for the loss of life and wanton destruction of property. This begs the question, will the victims ever get justice? Henry Tende, Lookuptv.
All right, now away from that, President William Ruto has put on notice all cartels in the milk sector, insisting that his administration will do whatever it takes to ensure milk farmers benefit from their farming. Now, speaking in Nyeri County during the commissioning of the KCC modernization program, Ruto assured milk farmers of the importation of milk coolers to aid milk storage and prevent losses.
On his fourth day in his Mount Kenya tour, Tuesday morning, and President William Ruto made his way to Kiganjo in Nyeri County. His main agenda being the commissioning of the modernization of KCC, with the plight of farmers top of his agenda.
We will increase our own capacity. Katika hii modernization program yetu, tunataka kuongeza capacity ya KCC from 380,000 liters to 800,000 liters.
Speaking after inspecting the facility, President William Ruto reiterated his commitment to ensure milk farmers benefit from the modernization of the facility, noting that an improvement in the facilities will help improve production and the prices of milk in the country.
Tunazidi na kutafuta mbinu na namna ya kuhakikisha kwamba we do more processing of our milk, do less sale of raw milk, because by doing more processing, we add more value. We have a plan on how we are going to move our milk production from 5.2 billion liters to 10 billion liters. And we are going to implement that plan together with the farmers.
In a bid to further improve and shift to large-scale production of milk, the head of state hinted at plans to procure more milk coolers from Poland.
Wakulima wengi wanahangaika na maziwa barabarani kwa sababu ile process ya kufikisha maziwa mahali ambapo inaweza kuanza kushughulikiwa na mambo ya processing. Tumeweka mpango ya milk coolers 650 ambazo tutazileta tuzisambaze katika kila mpango. Nia yetu ni at least tufikishe kila ward milk cooler.
With the milk farmers decrying large bulks of powdered milk in the country, President Ruto and his deputy cautioned cartels importing powdered milk were calling on the dairy board to prioritize the plight of farmers.
Tukiwa tunatafuta soko ya kitaifa na tunatafuta soko ya kimataifa, pia tutahakikisha ya kwamba watu ambao wanatafuta kutengeneza pesa ya haraka kwenda kutuletea sijui powder milk kutoka sijui nchi gani, alafu wanaingiza ukora huko ndani, wanalete hapa, tunaenda hasara, wanakuja wana compete na maziwa ya wakulima wetu. Hiyo mlango tutafunga. Kazi ya dairy board ni kuchunga haki ya mkulima, sio kuchunga haki ya processors. That is not their business. Their business is to make sure that our farmers are not undermined. Our local production is not undermined. Hiyo poda tunaona inatolewa kwa nchi zingine kupitia milango na madirisha ya nyuma. Hiyo madirisha yote ifungwe na hiyo milango yote ifungwe, ndio wakulima hawa wapate nafuu, tuweze kuendelea.
Ian Kitani, Lookuptv.
All right, now we do want to take a short break here on the bottom line. Continue engaging us on our socials. At Amoy Brian on Twitter, at Lookuptv. We are also live on Facebook. So be sure to send your feedback on those particular social platforms, and we'll be able to sample some of it as we continue with the program tonight. And just a reminder that tonight we'll be talking about the talks that are expected to start tomorrow between the Azimio side and the Kenya Kwanza side. All right, we take that break. We'll be back in a moment.
Kipindi ni ukulima ni mali na manjoro. Every Sunday saa 10. Jiunge na mimi ili nikufundishe mengi kuhusu ukulima wa nyanya, wa mboga, kuweka ng'ombe, kila kitu ambayo inahusikana na ukulima, ili ujifundishe mengi, uweze kujua ukulima pia ni mali. Kumbuka kipindi ni nini? Kipindi ni ukulima ni mali na manjoro, upate hela.
Karibu mtazamaji kwenye kipindi cha jamii na itikadi.
Kaini kitako tuna mengi.
Mapenzi yanapoanza watu huitana bebi na majina mengine matamu, lakini baadaye penzi linapogeuka na kuwa shubiri,
mtu anafikia kwenda kumtafuta mke mwingine.
Itakuwaje?
Yule wa kwake nyumbani labda hajamridhisha.
Ni sawa ama vipi Maliki?
Dadangu, wanaume ni kama maembe.
Huyu ni mwanamume atakuja abadiliki.
Mwanaume mwenye wanawake wengi hata katika uchumba, kwenye ndoa ataendelea. Mtu na tabia yake hawachi. Ile umbo la kike likishaanza, kila kitu kishaanza kuwa mahali pake.
Ningependa kukuona.
Sijaenda mahali ambapo mimi nilisikia mtu ati huyu alikuwa shujaa, alikufa katika mstari wa mbele wa ndoa. Sijawahi sikia mimi.
All right, now thank you so much for staying with us here on the Bottom Line KE. Moving on, 2 members of County Assembly of Nyamira have been transferred from Naivasha Level 4 Hospital to Aga Khan Hospital, Nairobi, for special treatment following a tragic accident on Monday along Maimahiu Narok Road that left Nyamira County Assembly Majority Leader Elijah Osiembo dead. Noshin Mungasia with the details.
Nyamira County is in mourning after 3 MCAs were involved in a tragic accident at Kedong Farm in Nakuru, leading to the death of Majority Leader of Nyamira County Assembly, Elijah Osiembo. The 2 other MCAs, Duke Masila and Priscilla Nyatich, have been transferred from Naivasha Hospital Level 5 to Aga Khan Hospital in Nairobi for special treatment.
Leo tumepata habari ya kuhuzunisha kwamba waheshimiwa wangu watatu walihusika katika ajali ya barabara ambao walikuwa on duty kuelekea Nairobi. Na kwa bahati mbaya tukampoteza kiranja mkuu wa wengi ambaye ni majority leader, Honorable Elijah Osiemo.
According to Masila, who is the deputy majority leader, they were headed to Nairobi for business activities when the accident occurred a few kilometers from Mahimai town.
Na tulikuwa na wenzangu, driver wa Mheshimiwa Pirisira mwenyewe na Mheshimiwa Osiemo, my leader of majority, whom I deputize. I'm the deputy leader majority. We were headed to Nairobi for a meeting. Bad luck on the way. Tukapatana na pikipiki yenye ilikuwa imebeba makaa. Driver alipojaribu kuikwepa kidogo, nao pia yule mjamaa akashtuka tena naye pia karudi kwa barabara.
The director of commerce in the county, Bernard Maina, has stated that the accident is a huge blow to the county and the family of the deceased Osiemo.
It's a very sad evening, just like what my colleagues have said. We've lost a young, brilliant, honorable member of the County Assembly of Nyamira and the majority leader. It's indeed very sad to the county government of Nyamira and to the people of Nyamira as a whole. We want to wish the family of the late honorable member for Nyamira, honorable county assembly member of Nyamira, honorable Elijah. We want to wish them comfort, especially in this difficult moment.
Naivasha Chief Police Benjamin Moen has confirmed the incident, saying that the body of the deceased was taken to Maimai's morgue. Nushin Mungasia, Lookuptv.
Now, the National Assembly has adopted a report by the Special Funds Accounts Committee following a report by the Auditor General on the misappropriation of funds in state corporations. Now, the lawmakers have now proposed the implementation of strict measures within corporations so as to ensure efficiency and curb corruption. Stanley Lugaria with more on this particular story.
This is according to the House orders. 50 members were required.
We have
allow me to hand you over to this live broadcast. Good afternoon.
On to the public offices and officers who have sought refuge in public coffers after National Assembly on Tuesday adopted the report on the Special Funds Account Committee following consideration of a report of the Auditor General on the financial statements for the state corporations tabled in the House on 15th June 2023.
Committee observed cases where land held by various institutions were not secured and titled accordingly.
One of the things we've seen is the serious mismanagement of our post-secondary institutions.
For any CEO who has been given mandate to run an organization to say he does not know or understand accounting procedures, that we will not take from any CEO in this country. So
the lawmakers says now officers will be required to prioritize projects so as to avoid misappropriation of the funds, faulting the stalled government projects that have lasted for over 35 years.
A classic case in this example, Honorable Speaker, is the NEC, the New Mutiani House, which has taken 37 years. Another example is Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, Honorable Speaker, where it has taken over 27 years and the building has not been completed.
MPs are now calling on the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, NCIC, to move with speed and ensure all public agencies comply with the equity and inclusivity clause as per the Constitution.
The committee recommends that all public agencies must comply with the constitutional provision on equity and inclusiveness buttressed by the National Cohesion and Integration Act, number 12 of 2008.
The lawmakers have further recommended that all public officers reflect the face of Kenya during the hiring process so as to avoid the tribalism and nepotism menace that has rocked the agencies.
Honorable Speaker, you would find an agency, a university, which has 99% of its employees coming from one ethnic community.
The committee has called on the government to review the tertiary education tuition fee and all matters of COSEP's placement, claiming that there is a public outcry from parents to lower the fees so as to achieve affordable education for all Kenyan children, and is now waiting on the Auditor General's report on the investigation into the funds allocated to all private agencies across the country for the financial year 2018 to 2021. The committee wants the tertiary education institutions to utilize the internal personnel from within the schools rather than opting for outsourced consultancies, which has proven a thorn in flesh for sustenance.
Expensive consultancies. You know, some of the universities that we have personnel who actually can provide consultancy at a reasonable fee. They are professors, they are engineers, they are doctors, they are people who have knowledge within a university. But the vice chancellor or the CEO of that will go out there and look for his friends and procure a consultancy at a very exorbitant cost just because they want to corrupt the system.
Stanley Lugaria, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Away from that, a police constable in Nakuru has been arrested after he allegedly shot dead his colleague on Tuesday morning. Now, according to Police Commander Samuel Ndanyi, the incident happened at the Rift Valley Regional K9 Unit Headquarters in Nakuru.
A police commander has been disarmed and held at Nakuru Police Station after he allegedly shot his colleague dead. Nakuru Police Commander Samuel Ndanyi confirmed the incident, saying that the police constable shot Sergeant Christopher Kimeli under unclear circumstances, as other officers speculate that the two officers may have had personal differences they were unaware of.
This morning at around 5, it was reported by one of our officers who had had a gunshot that one sergeant by the name Kimeli had been shot by one of his colleagues, a police constable by the name Konga. The cause of shooting is not yet known. We are here to find out what actually transpired that led the constable Konga to shoot his supervisor. Jackson Konga, the other one is Christopher Kimeli, the deceased, the sergeant. Yeah. Konga was on duty. Konga was on duty. Kimeli was also on duty, but he had actually signed off. He was heading to somewhere to pick his child from a certain school. So he actually had just signed off duty. He was the duty officer of that particular formation, K9 formation.
The county police boss said that the suspect was immediately disarmed and taken to custody at Central Police Station.
Yeah, we are yet to find out. Actually, we can't speculate for as at now his character, whether he was drunk or not. But what I can confirm is we disarmed him and he's already under custody here in Nakuru Police Station. Yeah, but we don't have much. Actually, the investigation is underway, so we don't want to speculate that maybe he was drunk, he was this. No, we don't want to speculate that.
The incident comes at a time when there have been rising concerns over the mental wellness of police officers. Mevin Getembe, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
All right, now thank you, Mevin Getembe, for that. Now, in a bid to conserve the environment and create job opportunities for the jobless youth in the country, Peter Kinyua, a former street boy from Free Area in Nakuru County, recycles alcohol glasses and refines them into products that can be used to make furniture and building material products like house ventilators. Now, let's take a look at this particular story.
Here in Nakuru County, Free Area town, we meet one Peter Kinyua, a street boy survivor whose story stands out for its uniqueness and innovation.
I'm a former street boy. Nimesomea sehemu inaitwa Jesus is Lord. Ni kitu ambao kimeishi kuchukua watoto wa street. Niliingia kule nikiwa kijana wa miaka 12 baada ya kukaa street for 7 years.
While the COVID-19 pandemic became a hit to many, to him, it became a blessing in disguise. To Peter, it was a unique opportunity for him to take a step forward in achieving his goals, even after losing his job nearly 3 years ago, having spent over 7 years navigating the streets. Today, he shares his journey of turning waste into a valuable substance.
So nikafikiria hii chupa ikifika kwa mkono yangu, I will not make it a bottle. I will turn it to a different product. Ndio nikaanza kufanya experiment kama can it compare with the cement. Nikaanza kuona this kind of something. Then I thought of people do trasso. They do with a small chips compartment. Can it compare with the cement? Then I started doing smashing slowly. Actually, I started from very low.
The distinctive sounds of these glass bottles are echoes of his hard work and success, which he established along with 12 colleagues as a means to provide employment for youths in this area.
I always believe what is an waste to you, it's something important to another person. Ile nguo mzee kwako, kwa mwingine akichukua ni mpya.
His remarkable work involves transforming these glass bottles into valuable resources, and according to Peter, starting this innovation was an idea of him trying to bring a contribution into the society that could be published in history records, and as you see, the end products could actually grace the page of historical journals.
Iko plastic lakini ijaisha, wanairecycle, ikivunjika inaokotwa, inarudishwa kampuni, inachemushwa, inatoka ile.
At a time when unemployment remains a national challenge, Peter, a young visionary, calls upon fellow graduates to embrace the opportunity to forge into their own paths.
Usingoje serikali ikusaidie ama uongoje kazi itengenezwe ndio uende uandikwe.
While urging both the county and national government to invest in his project that holds a significant benefit, particularly for the Kenya Kwanza efforts in curbing illegal alcohol consumption, Peter's story is a compelling reminder that education is a valuable investment and every young person holds the potential to create their own opportunities.
Njia kumaliza pombe ni moja, I am here by making sure that the bottles that are packing the illicit brews, I reduce them to zero waste.
Wari Mukimani, Lookuptv.
All right, now away from that, 2 people have died and scores injured in an accident at Sobea along the Nakuru-Eldoret highway. According to eyewitnesses, 2 speeding vehicles collided at a popular black spot. This and more in our counties, from our counties rather, with Bonaredi.
Early Tuesday morning, 2 travelers along the busy Nakuru-Eldoret highway met their untimely death after a head-on collision accident. Confirming the incident, Nakuru County Police Commander Samuel Ndanyi stated that the area is in a notorious black spot and urged motorists to be more cautious around the area.
Around 7 were taken to level 5 Nakuru Hospital, and then the bodies were moved to municipal mortuary. We had also some slight injuries of about 4 persons.
Elsewhere in Kirinyaga County, traders at Kagio town are counting losses of up to 5 million shillings after their business premises were revved down by a fire that broke out at around 1 a.m. Over 10 traders with various business were affected by the fire that took more than 3 hours for the residents and the county fire brigade to contain.
Nikafika nikaulizia, nikasikia hakuna mtu mwenye ameita gari ya moto. Mimi nikaitana na gari ikakuja. Na ikakuja immediately juu haikuwa imeitwa mbeleni, lakini imeitwa ikiwa red na imekunja munda hiyo tu.
In other news, chaos ensued at the Gakiogo police station in Maragua, Murang'a County, after residents demanded the release of Evans Gatege, a man suspected to have murdered his 2 sons in cold blood. Police had a difficult time trying to calm an irate crowd of people who were infuriated by the incident. The suspect is said to have committed the act after an argument with his wife.
Sema kama mama, mtu aziwa anaacha watoto wandogo namna hiyo. Juu mambo hiyo nimeona sio mambo ya kawaida, hata nimelia machozi juu ya watoto. Na nimeridhika sana na nimesema Mungu asaidie huyo kijana na asaidie na vijana wengine, mtu ako na akili kama hiyo aondoe hiyo akili sana.
And Thomas Schiller, a 74-year-old German man who was charged with several counts of defilement and child pornography, has been sentenced to 81 years in jail. Milimani Principal Magistrate Caroline Jari sentenced Schiller to 30 years in jail in count 1 for defilement, counts 2 and 3 to 15 years in prison, Each encounters 4, 5, 6 to 7 years in jail. Faith Bonareri, Lookuptv.
Another story by Faith Bonareri takes us to another short break, I believe a minute. And when we come back, we'll be taking a look at our conversation tonight, where we are looking at state of affairs in the country as far as the dialogue between Kenya Kwanza and Azimio is concerned. Supposed to be kicking off tomorrow. Azimio says they are ready, and also the Kenya Kwanza side says they are ready. But these different political factions have different things that they are presenting, or rather are bringing on the table in regards to what should be forming the basis of these conversations. I'll be having this conversation tonight here, trying to make sense of it with my guests who are already here in studio. I'll be speaking to Mary Ariviza, who is a city politician and a former member of the County Assembly of Nairobi County, and also Dan Kegore, who is youth leader of the ANC party. Don't go too far. We'll be back in a moment with that conversation. Continue engaging us on our socials at Lookuptv, that is on Twitter and also on Facebook. Tell us whether you think these conversations will amount to anything. Some skeptics have already said it will not amount to anything. Is that true? We'll be seeking answers from our guests in studio in regards to the same, right? Be back in a few.